Hill sponsors Martin vs. Joshua on Sky Sports Box Office.
James Hilder, IFL-TV, in association with Matt Chris Jim Mabba, just witnessed Anthony Joshua becoming IBF heavyweight champion. Great performance from the big man, taking out Charles Mine in emphatic style. How do you assess that?
I'm sure in an interview I did with you personally, about 3 days ago, I'm sure I said 2 rounds. I'm sure I said that as soon as Joshua hits him,
I think you actually bang on the nail, to be honest, though.
Yeah.
I think you actually did.
Yeah, it was sharp, it was loose, it was fluid, and he never let Martin settle, and he's now IBF heavyweight champion of the world.
How impressive is that victory tonight in terms of recent wins in the heavyweight division, if you like?
Oh, it's massive. It's massive for British boxing. I've been looking for you. Thanks. Cheers, love. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Oh, Sam. It's massive for British boxing. People don't understand. People that wanting Joshua to get beat tonight, you don't understand what impact that had on British boxing, with Sky, with media. You know, they're going about casuals and stuff. I understand what they're saying, but there's not enough hardcore fans in boxing to carry the sport. The sport needs casual fans, the sport needs new generation of fans in order to move forward, to fund world title shots for other fighters that we can get over here. And him winning this tonight is huge, it's huge, and that's in the grand scheme of boxing, British boxing, it's massive.
How and what has this done for Anthony Joshua's profile tonight? Winning the IBF title in such style, live on a big pay-per-view card. How much has this lifted him up, in your opinion?
Probably the only thing that can lift him any higher is if he goes on to become unified champion. You know, it's absolutely huge, it's massive. You know, to be Olympic champion and have the personality he's got and the persona that he's got and how he's received by the crowds wherever he goes, to have that and then become a world heavyweight champion is massive. Now, in time, he's got to look in time. I think he needs to unify the belts, or at least try to unify the belts. Him and Fury will be the biggest fight British boxing scene. I think it'll be absolutely huge because Fury's proven himself against the elite. You know, he's proven himself against the division's lead man for the last decade. So Fury and Fury and AJ, that'd be massive, it'd be huge. And I think that's not yet, but in a few fights time, a couple of fights time, when he's left, maybe another year or something like that, that'd be massive.
No turning back for AJ now. He's going to be fighting world sort of contenders, if you like.
He's in with the Sharks now.
No, is he ready for that in your opinion, Coldwell?
He's in with the Sharks. What you've got to remember is Martin he was a prospect himself, so he's not a seasoned, established fighter like a Povetkin or something like that. You know, them sort of names would be good fights for Joshua, good learning fights. He still needs learning fights. He's kind of like he's a young world champion, he's an experienced world champion, but the future's bright and the potential there for everything, down to finances, down to legacy, is immense. But he's got to be, like the argument, he's got to be brought on right. But you can't fault how he's been brought on. It's fantastic, you know. And it was a potential banana skin, but he dealt with it easily, comfortably. Martin never got his southpaw jab off, and like I said, when he got hit, he thought, Jesus, this is something I've never experienced before. But the world's his oyster, but it's a world that he's sharing at the moment, obviously with Deontay Wilder and then obviously with Tyson Fury. I would like him to fight Wilder before he fights Fury. I think that's kind of like the route to go for me personally. I think Fury's at the moment, he's a boxer tricks and he knows everything. You know, he's good at nullifying fighters. So, you know, Joshua's still, he's still green, he's still learning, and he's a world champion learning on the job.
On that note, Mr. Coldwell, thank you very much. I do hope you enjoyed the occasion. Yeah. Certainly dressed smart enough for it, sir.
Yeah. Listen, I'm buzzing tonight. I'm buzzing personally because of McDonald. So, you know, he's gone out there. He's fought in Britain. had a homecoming fight, fought in Britain and ground his man down and won by a stoppage in a good performance. So I'm over the moon with him. I'm in a great mood, and then I come out and I see Anthony Joshua become a world champion. So I'm buzzing.
Quick word on Lee Haskins. Great performance for him tonight.
Who?
Excuse me.
Who?
Quick word on Jamie McDonald. Great performance for him tonight. I was just going to come on to Lee Haskins because he's obviously in action.
Yeah,
big fight for him, Ivan Morales.
Yeah,
if he comes through that, could the unification clash be a possibility with Jamie?
It could, but listen, let's let him win a world title fight, and then he's world champion. I'm not knocking him, and he's got a world title. He's been given a world title. I don't knock him, but listen, I don't call anybody a world champion until they've actually won a world title fight. If it's an interim world title, you've got to get on to become a world champion. You're an interim world champion, but James is a WBA regular champion, so he's a world champion, a WBA champion. He's fought in world title fights. He's won IBF world title fights. He's fought a guy that was WBO world champion that got stripped a couple of days before they fought. So he should have a WBO world title. So he's won world title fights. When you've won a world title fight, you're a world champion. So hopefully in May, when Haskins fights for the IBF title, hopefully he wins it, becomes a world champion, and then somebody can stump up the money and we can have a good unification fight.
I just want to say I was out there when he went to challenge Randy Caballero, and it was no fault of his own. He turned up with his 3 kids, and he turned up to fight.
He did
was
his
there.
job.
So as far as I'm concerned, he did his job.
But that's what I'm saying. If he did his job, I'm happy he's got the title. Yeah. I'm happy but he's got to win a world title fight before we start talking about him fighting James McDonald. You know, it's a good fight when there's 2 titles online. It'll be brilliant for Big Boxing, and I think it's great for the little guys. You know, Haskins ain't going to make great, massive amounts of money. You know, Jamie gets paid well. He gets paid better when he's in America, but he gets paid well. And he's after the big fights. If we can get Piano, fantastic. If not, let's do Haskins, and then we're going to go north. No steps, go super bantamweight.
Big fights for him in the super bantamweight division.
Yeah, there is big fights.
If the super bantamweights are still around, we're hearing a few potentially moving up.
Yeah, if Frampton moves up, then I'll be a bit gutted. I think Frampton's a little small for the big guns at featherweight. But if he moves up, then see you later, Matt. If he moves up, then that's gone. I like Frampton. I think he's a good fighter. I like him. Clever fighter, very good fighter. But stylistically, I think he makes a good fight. Jamie's a kid that wants to fight the best out there. So it's not no disrespect by wanting to fight Frampton, by wanting to fight quick. It means that they're the fights that give him that buzz, give him that fear, make him want to prove himself. So it's a compliment, you know. So if people want to have the face on because we're saying we want to fight Frampton, then fair enough. But you know, it'd be brilliant. But if he's gone featherweight, then Scott's staying at super bantamweight. Scott's still a force in super bantamweight. He had a broken jaw and he had a bad first 6 rounds. First 6, 7 rounds. That doesn't take away the fact that he's not a world-class fighter, and there could be something in pipeline there. But there's big fights up there, big fights. The little guys are going to be involved in big fights.
There you go. There you go. I don't want to hear you calling anyone else little guy ever again.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Feels good, doesn't it?
It feels good. I've got to.
On that note, Dave Coldwell, thank you ever so much for talking to iPro TV, mate.
Thanks, mate.
I'll catch you again real soon.
Thanks,
cheers, pal.
Nice one.
William Hill sponsors Martin vs. Joshua on Sky Sports Box Office.